Okay, this is page 17 and number 61, rhythm time. Look at the second measure of this. We have a half note tied to a quarter note. The half note gets 2 counts, the quarter note gets 1. So we add those together by the tie, and that gives us 3 counts. Then in the fourth measure and last measures, we have dotted half notes, which is the same thing. A dotted half note gets 3 counts. So let's clap and count number 61. Here we go. 1, ready, now. 1, 2, 3, 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. And off. So keep backing this up and going over it, clapping count several times until we understand that dotted half note and that the half note tied to the quarter are the same thing. Now we're looking at page 17, number 61, rhythm time. We just clapped and counted through this, making sure that we're holding that half note and quarter that are tied for 3 beats. And now we're ready to play it. We're going to play it using your note F. So here we go. 1, ready, now. 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. Now let's do the last 4 measures. Same way. Ready? 1 and now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, hold, 2, hold, 3. All right, good. Now let's back it up and we'll go all the way through it this time. So all the way through. 1, ready, now. Good, so keep backing that up until you're used to that half note tied to the quarter being the same as a dotted half. All right, this is number 62 in counter in 3. This is the same rhythm that we just worked on in number 61. So let's go over the first 4 measures, finger and count, and then back the video up and play along. Here we go. 1, ready, now. Hold, hold. Hold, hold. So those get 3 beats each. Half note tied to a quarter and a dotted half. Look at the last 4 measures. Ready? 1, ready, now. Hold, hold. So make sure we give those dotted half notes 3 full counts of sound. Now we're ready to go all the way through 62. Here we go. 1, ready, breathe. Okay, so keep backing that up and going over it. Okay, this is number 63, Skill Builder, a simple waltz. We have an anacrusis on beat 3, so I'll give you 1, 2, we'll start on 3, and we're going to stop at the breath mark after the half note. So let's finger and count this while Tiffany plays, then you can back it up and play along. So I'll give you 2. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, like we said in class, that P means to play soft. On the recording, you're not going to be able to tell much difference because the microphone and the computer just averages out the sound. So now let's look at the second half. We're going to start after the breath mark on beat 3 because that beat 3 actually belongs to the last 4 measures. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, Okay, now we're ready to go all the way through 63. Remember to look at your key signature at the beginning. It tells you you have one flat, B flat. So that means every B in this line is flat. It won't be marked next to it. Here we go. I'll give you 2, come in on 3. 1, 2. So keep backing that up and going over it until you have it worked out completely. This is number 64, Sight Reading Challenge, theme from Cambridge Overture. This is marked F, which is forte, which means to play a full volume. We're going to go over this in 4 measure sections. So we'll do the first 2 measures and the first ending. Then we'll do the repeat, doing the first 2 measures and the second ending, and then we'll put it together. So I would advise you to finger and count with her the first time and then keep backing up and going over it. Here we go. First 4. 1, 2, ready, now. Rest. So keep backing that up and going over it, fingering and counting and playing along. Now this is the repeat, so we'll do the first 2 measures, skip the first ending, and play the second ending. Here we go. 1, 2, second time. Rest. So now that you've gone through this in 4 measure sections, we're ready to go all the way through it. So we're going to play the whole line, doing the first measure, second measure, first ending, repeating back to the beginning, first measure, second measure, skip the first ending and play the second one. Here we go. Look at the key. 1, 2, ready, begin. Second ending. So keep backing that up until you're used to doing the first and second ending. Okay, this is number 65. I've just come from Sydney. This is normally a test item, so we'll spend a little extra time on this. We're going to do this in 4 measure sections. Notice we have 2 pickup notes on beat 3 at the beginning. Then in the 4th measure, there's a half note with a breath mark. Then we have 2 pickup notes that go for the last 4 measures. So we're going to work on this in 4 measure sections using the pickup notes. So finger and count the first time, and then play along. Here's the first 4 measures. I'll give you 2. 1, 2. Okay, keep backing that up and going over it till you've got it completely worked out. Now let's do the last 4 measures with the pickups. This is marked forte, so these last 4 measures are going to be louder. So I'll give you 2, come in on 3. 1, 2. So now we're ready to go through this all the way. We're going to make the first 4 measures softer and the last 4 measures louder. On the recording, you're probably not going to be able to tell much difference because of the way the computer compresses sound. But here we go. I'll give you 2. 1, 2. So keep backing that up and going over it until you're ready to take a test on it.